In this session, we'll illustrate how to create a radial pattern that is based on a sketched feature. During the creation of the pattern leader feature, we'll use the makeDatum operation in order to create an angular dimension that will then be incremented to produce the pattern. We'll begin at a point after having created a revolved feature that represents the hub of our turbocharger fan wheel. We are now ready to create the first fan blade. The blade will be defined as a thickened extrusion, so we'll start by clicking on the Extrude tool icon. Next, we'll click on Placement and Define, and then select on the Datum Plane tool icon since we want to create a datum on the fly. In order to restrain the datum plane, we'll first click on the axis of the revolved feature and then hold down the Control key and click on the right datum plane. We'll now set the angle to the new datum plane to be 60 degrees, followed by clicking on the OK button. We are now returned to the Sketcher setup process, so we'll click on the top datum plane in order to define the reference plane, and then click on the Sketch button. We'll now define our sketching references as the top datum plane, the axis of the revolved feature, and the upper surface of the hub base feature. We'll now draw the line and the arc shown here, which represents a midline through the blade's profile, and then modify the dimensions to their correct values, followed by selecting the Continue icon. We'll now select the Thicken button in the dashboard, and then key in a thickness of 1. We'll now make sure that the material exists on both sides of the sketch. And then finally, we'll set the depth specification to 60. And then verify and accept the feature. We'll now quickly move through the creation of a revolved cut that is sketched on another makeDatum sketching plane. We are now ready to create a pattern of blades. We'll start by opening the Model Tree window, and then click on the group that contains the blade. Now we'll right-click the mouse and select the Pattern option. We'll now click on the angle 60, which is the angle to the makeDatum sketching plane. Now we'll key in an increment angle of 30. For the number of instances, we will enter a value of 12 in the dashboard area, and then click on the Accept icon. As you can see, we now have a pattern of 12 blades.